Hello and welcome to Nasis Academy. Dear friends, I have got you one of the most important topics related to the noun. The noun case. Let me write down some of the sentences. Sentence number 1. Mohan writes me a letter. Sentence number 2 is Mohan plays football in the morning. Here you can see two sentences. Mohan writes me a letter and Mohan plays football in the morning. Dear friends, let me ask you, in the first sentence, the action taking place. Mohan writes me a letter. In the sentence, I am asking you to tell me the action going on or the action that takes place in the first sentence. Yes, that is writes. Writes is the action that takes place in the sentence. Good. Writes is the action. The action that takes place in the sentence is generally called verb. Hence, writes is the verb. Writes is the action that takes place in the sentence. Again, let me ask you, who is the person that does the action? I mean, who is the doer of the action? Yes, Mohan. Mohan is the doer of the action. Mohan is the doer of the action. Good, very nice. Mohan is the doer of the action. I mean, Mohan is the person that writes me a letter. The doer of the action in the sentence is called subject. Hence, Mohan is the subject in the sentence. Mohan writes me a letter, and Mohan is a noun as well. Mohan is a proper noun, isn't it? Mohan is a noun. Mohan is the doer of this action, that is writing. So Mohan is the subject. Writes is the verb. Me a letter. Writes me a letter. This particular portion is the group of different words. Writes me a letter. This is the group of the words that say something of the subject, that is Mohan. Hence, this particular portion of the sentence, this group of the words, writes me a letter, is called predicate, coming on the point. So, Mohan is the subject. Mohan is the noun. This noun is used as the subject. Keep it in your mind. Coming to the next sentence. Mohan plays football in the morning. Again, let me ask you the action that takes place in the sentence number 2. That is plays. Playing is done by Mohan. I mean, again, Mohan is the person that does the action of playing. So, plays is the verb and Mohan is subject here in this sentence, and plays football in the morning, this group of the words that cite something of the subject Mohan. So, this is called predicate. Again, in the sentence number 2, Mohan is the subject. Mohan is noun as well. So here Mohan subject, Mohan subject. Mohan in the sentence number 1 and Mohan in the sentence number 2 are used as subject. Mohan is the noun that is used as the subject. The noun or pronoun used as the subject is called nominative case, isn't it? So let me write down nominative case. Nominative case. Again, let me write down one more example. Ram teaches me English. Again, let me ask you the action done in the sentence. What is the action which takes place in the sentence? Ram teaches me English. Teaches is the action that takes place in the sentence. And who is the doer of the action? Ram. Ram is a noun and it is used as subject. I mean, subject of the sentence is Ram. Ram is the subject of the sentence. Ram is a noun. Here, Ram as a noun is used as subject. Hence, this is called nominative case. When a noun is used as subject of the verb in a particular sentence, it is said to be in a nominative case. Let me write down one more example. He flies a kite. He flies a kite. Again, let me know the verb in the sentence. Action word in the sentence. He flies a kite. Flies is the action that takes place in the sentence. Flies is the action. Who is the doer of the action? He is the doer of action. Now he is a pronoun here. It is used for noun. Okay. So he is used as the subject of the verb flies. Again, let me tell you, noun or pronoun used as the subject of the verb in a sentence, it's said to be in nominative case. When a noun does an action of the subject, when a noun or pronoun is used as the subject of the verb, it is called nominative. It is called the nominative case. Are you getting? Nominative case. Again, let me write down more sentences. Dear scholars, the next kind of case is objective or accusative case. Examine these examples. Mohan writes me a letter. Mohan plays football in the morning. By now you are familiar with the subject verb as well so far, isn't it? In the first sentence, Mohan writes me a letter. Let me write down this sentence this way. Have a look at the structure which I am going to make. Let me write down verb of the first sentence, writes, and allow me to ask a question to the verb with the help of interrogative word. Okay, writes what? Mohan writes me a letter. Mohan writes what? Answer please. Read out this sentence number 1. Mohan writes me a letter. Mohan writes what? What's your answer? A letter? Absolutely right. A letter. A letter is an answer to the question what? Mohan writes a letter. Mohan writes what? A letter. A letter is a direct object. A letter is a direct object. Why a letter is called a direct object? Because impact directly falls on a letter. The action which is directly done by the subject is a letter. A letter is the noun that is going to be affected by the subject Mohan. Hence, a letter is called direct object. So, a letter is a direct object. Again, read out this sentence again. Mohan writes me a letter. Mohan writes whom? Let me have answer to the question who. Mohan writes a letter. Whom? Yes, whom? Me. Absolutely right. Me is an answer in response to the question whom. Hence, me is called indirect objects. Okay, so there are two objects used in the sentence number 1, direct and indirect. Generally, there are two kinds of object, but there is yet another kind of object that is called complementary object that we are going to discuss in detail under the head verb and its kinds. Here, I don't think it's it's intelligent to tell you this type of object. So keep in your mind there are two kinds of objects, direct and indirect object. So this is the structure with which you would be able to find out both the kinds of objects. Again, let me write down. Just let's pick up the sentence number 2. Mohan plays football in the morning. Let me write down. Plays is the verb. Plays. What? Just tell me. Mohan plays football. Mohan plays what? Yes, football. Football. The noun that is going to be affected directly is the football. Hence, football is a direct object. Direct object, isn't it? Mohan plays football in the morning. Whom are you getting answer in response to the interrogative whom? No, there is no indirect object used in the second sentence. I think you would be able to find out both kinds of object by using this particular structure. It's very easy. Okay, so see the order of the object. Generally, order of the object is subject, yes, subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object. This is a general structure of the sentence in case there are two objects used at the same time. Indirect object is used just after the verb and before the direct object. But in certain cases, direct object can be used just after the verb when we are going to lay stress over indirect object. For example, you can write this sentence this way as well. Mohan writes a letter to me. So this sentence can also be written this way. Mohan writes a letter to me. No difference is there, but big difference is there between both the sentence. Mohan writes me a letter. Mohan writes a letter to me. For the sake of emphasis, we are going to lay emphasis over the indirect object. You go for using this kind of sentence. Mohan writes a letter to me. Mohan writes me a letter. When you're going to lay stress over direct object, so you can go for using this structure. But this is a common structure: subject, verb, indirect object, and direct object. Okay, this is called when, again, let me tell you, when a noun is used as an object of the verb, so it is called objective or accusative case. It is used, it is said to be in the objective or accusative case. Okay, first case, nominative case. In the nominative case, when a noun or pronoun is used as a subject of the verb, it is called nominative case. And when a noun is used as an object of the verb, it is said to be in the objective or accusative case, isn't it? Let's go to the next kind of the object. Dear friends, let's go to the next kind of case. That is case number 3. Possessive or genitive case. Possessive or genitive case. Examine this sentence. People love reading Shakespeare's plays even today. Okay, people love reading Shakespeare's plays even today. Let me ask you a question with the help of interrogative. Whose plays? Whose plays? People love reading Shakespeare's plays. People love reading whose plays? Yes, very simple to answer. Yes, Shakespeare's. Shakespeare's. This structure shows a kind of authorship. See the structure, Shakespeare, proper noun. This particular sign or mark is known as apostrophe along with S. Apostrophe S denotes a kind of authorship. Again, let me write down one more sentence. That is sentence number 2. This is Rama's book. This is Rama's book. Let me ask you again. Whose book? This is Rama's book. Whose book? Yes, obviously, Rama's. See the structure, noun, Rama, apostrophe and S. This shows a kind of possession, what we call ownership, isn't it? So the noun that shows a kind of authorship, possession or ownership or origin is said to be in a possessive or genitive case. Hope you might have crossed a lot from today's video. Our next video will be making you familiar with the formation of possessive case that often lands you into trouble and difficulty, whether it is table's leg or the leg of table. Which one is correct? You would be able to find out difference between these two sentences in the videos to come, titled Formation of Possessive Case. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it. Thank you.